Good night, fellow punchers. The clock on the wall says 10 past 10 on Tuesday night. Back with a couple each ways for tomorrow and one on the nose. Back at base, another tour completed today. Dropped them in Cassidy's in Pernell Square there at about 2 o'clock. I got out of Dodge this morning at about 9:45. And even bought stuff yesterday. Hadn't enough bags filled. The two men out yesterday, the women did, the bought them. So there was 2 nice bags of clothes heading for the plane. There's 2 of them off tomorrow, and there's 2 of them then waiting another week, and they're met by 8 of the wife's siblings, and they're staying in the Gresham. So they're going to have a family sort of reunion in Dublin. So they'll be tired when they're finished. A couple of pit stops. We stopped locally this morning, passing through my front door. So we stopped in the village, had to go to the pisser, an hour and a half after starting, or an hour and a half after finishing the breakfast. The kidneys was at the women, so we had to pull. And we drove around Strokestown Park House. There's a couple of coaches there, we didn't go in, and then to straight to Dublin after that. Good chats all the week long, good laughs, enjoyed their company. Sang the Rocky Road to Dublin on the way, the far side of, when we crossed the Shannon. I said, this is the Rocky Road to Dublin. So I gave her stick. It was good crack. We had 3 horses running today. The first one was supposed to be the second, but there was a delay in faking him, 88, and there was a lot of money for it. Draw favourite in the finish. But a bit disappointing coming up the hill. I was expecting more. It was into 3-1, 11-4 in running. I don't know, I'll have to look at it again. I was watching it on the phone. I'll have to look at it on the big screen, as they say, to see will we bother with it again or not. But it went out to 9s earlier today, so a bit of profit made on that. And then Jigginstown King. The reason I picked that was there was the dead 8 in it last night, and I was saying it should be in the first 3. Yeah, it was, but there was an on-runner then, the top one. So that sort of dismantled or my bet anyway, an each-way treble, each-way cross doubles and that. Which was a pity because the other were 2 grand prizes. And then Smart Casual. I thought he'd be coming from behind. Fast run pace, picking up the pieces late. What did they do? They rode it up front for the first time. He didn't know what he was at. I forget about it. That'll be the last time. That was it now. That was it's get off the pot with him now, I think, after today. Fierce disappointed that, because even the gambled on one, it was second, it was an outsider. Hard to figure it out at times, but anyway, disappointed with that run today. Anyway, on to tomorrow. Where am I here? As I say, it's not that, but this. First race at Chester tomorrow, 6 furlongs. Always pays to be drawn low in Chester, but particularly over 5 furlongs. But I remember one time there was a horse drawn in 12. Where's this button here? Years ago, and I took a gamble on it. Kieran Fallon was in it, and Bajezi won it. I was just trying to figure how many years ago. Well, let's see, it mightn't be this particular race. But I can see the draw last year. It was 1, 2, 6, 4, 5, 1, 5. But 2 9s won it in 2015 and 16, but both of them were on soft ground. So picking up the pieces late. But 5 furlongs is most to be 5 or lower, but particularly 1, 2 or 3. So at the Lily Agnes tomorrow, don't go higher than 5. But I'm gone higher than 5 for this, hoping that to be picking up the pieces late. Billy Webster, it was 14s earlier, and I suggest they're paying 4 places. It's a grand each way bet. back to 3-year-olds only. This is a right little sprinter, but the draw didn't favour him the last time, but he hosed up the time before, absolutely hosed up on the snaff in Southall. Won first time out last year. The last of the draw was against him, but it was in a class 2, back against 3-year-olds. If he breaks reasonably well, he'd be finishing late. He's a decent horse, this, but the thing about it is the draw. So hopefully Callum Shepherd. This is the day he hoisted up. He's on the right.
Powerfully indeed, Callum Shepherd is yet to move a muscle. Out of the Stars is following, but has got to try and find that bit extra with a furlong to go. Shepherd's looking behind for dangers here. It is Billy Webster. Goes on, goes clear by a length. Cot-Eye Vision is trying to tackle Billy, but Billy Webster's away and gone, and he's rapidly improving. Billy Webster win.
Then the last day, as I said, he was in the Lingfield. Throw was against him, but he closed very strong to the line. You won't even see him in the picture. It's like if he's going to fall out the back of the television.
But it's still going very strongly. One or two of the rest are rowing away behind this one. Just over a furlong left to go. McLovin's a good aim. Photosynthesis is trying to get going. Then World of Darcy. Blueprints in the back of the field. Down towards the final half furlong they go. McLovin, the lead's being eaten into. Photosynthesis is building the revs down the centre of the track. Photosynthesis flourishing. And Blueprints. Photosynthesis has beaten Blueprints. Good aim, mate. And McLovin.
He hadn't a prayer there, and I thought he wouldn't even bother his hole. But because he finished very willingly in a good time that race. It's a risk, but with risk you get reward. It's an 8-1 and 50, but he did open 14s. No, I didn't get the 14s. I got a few pound on at 10s, all right. There's a nice race at Kelso tomorrow. Mayor's handicap final. There's a grand pot there, £25, £25,000. I was thinking there, I said, when I've done something I don't usually do, I might as well do something I don't usually do either in this race. That's pick one from out of the handicap. Dame of the Cotswolds, a 4-year-old. £4 out of the handicap, but then James Turner claiming 7. That'll ease the pain a little. But we come across this a couple of runs back when we were on Ascending Lark, and actually it went off favourite in that race, and I was saying, Jesus, they must think a lot of this horse. Ascending Lark is a decent mare. And then the last day in Cheltenham, it was the juvenile handicap 4-year-old only, but there was 22,000 for the winner. But it jumped very slow at the start, made a power of mistakes, but it warmed up to its task the better it went. That's it, back and forth here, and jumped well enough.
And Max of Stars, Emma Tivo and Dame of the Cotswolds are both making significant headway. Max of Stars is weak and she's back in 4th now as they have the long run down towards the final flight of hurdles. The White Sleeves, Dame of the Cotswolds, has come through to join Emma Tivo. They surge on together as they come towards the last. Emma Tivo will be the leader by about a half length or so to Dame of the Cotswolds, who put in a good leap. Back in the field, Esmeralda fell at the final flight. It's 2 horses fighting it out now. Emma Tivo with the White Sleeves, Dame of the Cotswolds, who's still playing down the massive challenge as they race towards the line. Emma Tivo and Dame of the Cotswolds. The judge will have to split the pair. It's on the nod. Way behind the Majestic Jamila. Never got into it, but stayed in.
It's on the bob, as Theo to say. I know they were 4-year-olds only, but the weight allowance there makes up for it. It's 8 or 9 to 1. It's an each way bet. If you look at it, went up £4 for that. Lily Burley is the hot favourite. That was put up a few pounds for winning a maiden hurl. I don't know what the qualifications are. How did you qualify for this as a final? But there's a lot of them in winning maiden hurls and stuff. both risky, but if we got the two of them placed, at least, make a few pounds, we'd be happy. There's one at Gowran. I did earmarked when I seen the declarations, just before the prices came out. It's 50-8, 74 favourite there. Dolce Niente for Joe Murphy. It has ran well twice at the track. I see that's heavy ground there, but God, they mustn't be getting the weather I seen in the last week because the ground is drying out. But it ran last October 7 furlongs to third to Don't Do Dreams of 51. And then it ran in Galway, but I had a good run the last day back at Gowran Park over 7. And I think the step up, the extra furlong might do it no harm. Where are we? That's it here with the greenish cap. As I pick it up on the turn for home.
Followed for home with 3 to go by Shoo Shoo, and then comes on the inside Madam Plaintiff, ridden along as Special Angel, racing from the 3 to the 2. Enola Nation from Dolce Niente trying to challenge over the far side, beginning a good run. Both Madam Plaintiff and Victor's Choice, and Special Angel on this side. Shoo Shoo with Hattie the Rogue, and then Private Officer. Just over a furlong to go, and it is Madam Plaintiff who's wore them down over on the far side. Is the leader now, going on by 2 to 3 lengths from Victor's Choice, and then Dolce Niente, Special Angel, and Shoo Shoo is next, but it's Madam Plaintiff and Robert Weirdly Home for All Money. Victor's Choice second, and third place is Dolce Niente.
There's a good gamble on that one. I've crumbles 11s into 6s that day. These are 3-year-olds only. Now, the bounce factor, as they say, could be. I don't be that sweet on some of them second run after a layoff, but it's just this dire stuff like. So hopefully, if we can run to his rating the last day, I think I'm up a pound. Should have a right chance in that race tomorrow. Spanish Angel was just behind it 2 3/4 lengths. It reopposes for Adrian Murray, and Martin hasn't taken off him. We'll chance that though. Where am I? I'm hiding. Now, we'll get this into the oven. It's 10:20. Bash the bookies over and out.